to more of Red Dead Redemption. Now with the main game again. We just finished the Undead Nightmare DLC earlier. And yeah, I kind of like decided to play it not after the main game, but in between the last chapter. When John is getting reunited with his family at the ranch. And yeah, we're now gonna go and jump back into that. It's a rather short chapter, so we should definitely be getting to the end of the main game today. And yeah, even finish, the epilogue as well, I reckon. Because there's not too many stranger missions, I think, that should be left for Jack to do. So, yeah. Let's go back into it. It's gonna be quite the contrast, from the Undead Nightmare DLC, which was really wacky and funny. But yeah, it was like a nice change of pace, to say the least.
How do you do?
John, how are you?
What you cooking?
Same thing I've been cooking the past 15 years with the hope of poisoning you.
Ain't working so well.
Not yet.
I'll be honest, though. Tastes bad enough to kill a man.
I never was much of a cook, but I did try to be a good wife.
And you have been.
Given what we was and what we came from, I think we've gone and done okay. I look at Jack. I look at him and I think we've been blessed. Maybe he can be something more.
He's a good kid. He can be whatever he wants to be. He ain't gonna be no frontier gunslinger killing and running no gang, though. That way's over. Railroads and government and motor cars and everything gone and done away with all that.
And he ain't gonna marry no orphaned working girl running with a bunch of hucksters, neither.
If he meets one like you, I hope he'll marry her.
Stop. For an illiterate gunslinger, you sure know how to make a girl blush. God damn crows! John! You have got to go deal with them. They've broken into the silo again and are eating all the corn out from it.
Of course, my angel.
Get out of there!
All right, all right.
Come on! Scat! Shh.
Oh, I mean, he did Travis too, so cooking can't be too bad.
Great precision gerecht.
I'm never gonna learn. So what's up with the auto aim? Ava Harbinger, welcome in. Great precision. Yeah, welcome back to some Red Dead Redemption. We just finished the Undead Nightmare DLC. And are now back with the last chapter for the main game. Wow. I mean, Uncle is here. He's just lazing around.
Get up, old man.
I am up.
Get up!
Oh. Oh. There, I'm up. Well, thank the good Lord you're back. Nothing worse for an old man than sleeping in the warm afternoon sun.
You want a long sleep, Uncle? That can be arranged. It'll cost me less than food.
You always was a hard and nasty man, John Marston.
You always was a useless, conniving thief. And where's them cattle? Did you take them to pasture?
It's coming around to that.
When exactly?
It's easy to pick on the elderly. It's easy, but it ain't dignified.
Come on, old man. We'll do this together.
Hey!
Let's move them out!
Ah yeah, cow herding. My favorite mechanic
Let's keep them moving now!
and activity.
Come on!
Steady now, you dumb cow!
Go! Come on! Let's go!
Keep it moving!
Come on!
What did I get the achievement for? Can't actually see it, I don't think, because... Can we? Uncover every location on the map in single player. Oh, nice.
Come on!
Yeah! Yeah!
We definitely have been thorough with the exploration.
Let's go!
That's it! Whoa! Whoa! Christ, John! They're stampeding!
Come on!
No.
Got himself a hero! Drop that son of a bitch! Good man! Stay away from trouble, John. Don't need it.
Let's go!
I'm gonna take care of the cows here.
Slow down!
Unfortunately, both of them died. I'm surprised there wasn't more of them.
Listen to me and you'll go far.
All right, you stay front. Yeah!
Hustle on up.
Come on! You look after the herd. I'll ride back.
No thanks. You got your pound of flesh from me today. Yeah!
Wow. Thanks, Uncle. Being useless as ever. I was gonna look over the herd, you know. The one.
Yeah! Come on! Yeah! Let's go! Load up now.
Hey, Velucinda. Welcome in. Thank you for joining. Good morning to you. And yeah, it was pretty good. I did actually manage to finish it earlier. So we're already back to the main game now with the last chapter of the main story. But yeah, I had a very good time with the DLC. It was very, very funny and entertaining. Apart from the, you know, bugs. Yeah, really enjoyed the DLC. I thought it was really nice kind of like satire, but also homage to like wacky zombie horror movies. And it really didn't take itself too seriously, which I appreciated. It was like a nice contrast to the main game. Gameplay wise, I definitely enjoyed it overall, but yeah, the bugs kind of like did stay in the way a little bit of the fun. But once I kind of like realized how I could fix it, I guess, or at least avoid the same progress as much as possible, it made it a bit more bearable. But yeah, it's definitely ridden with glitches and bugs, so like at least every half an hour you have to deal with something. Hey there, Tuna. Welcome back. How have you been? Favorite game ever? Yeah, I love it so much. We're almost done with it. I reckon today we might actually get to finish with both the main game and the epilogue. That's true. And I mean, this game already was not the best code as well. I'm surprised it ran as well as it
What are you
did.
looking at, old man?
There's some Mustangs and some such out there beyond that ridge. Wondering if it was worth getting you and going around some of them up.
Fair enough. We're nearly out of money. Ranch is in turmoil. We may not make it through the winter. What could we possibly want with some good quality horses? Come on.
That tone of voice ain't so becoming on you. Makes you seem all pent up and angry like some Blackwater would-be business tycoon with a bad case of hemorrhoids.
I'll give you a bad case of someone just shot me in the head if you don't hurry up.
Are you gonna mount up, kid?
Yeah, Red Dead 2 is also amazing.
All right.
I love both games, for sure. And they kind of like go hand in hand for me, like story-wise. Can't really play the one without the other.
Easy. Why you gotta act so biggity all the damn time? What happened?
What were
to
you gonna do? Just look at them horses all day?
Well, God forbid I'd do anything around here without checking with His Royal Highness first.
Yeah, you're real good at watching. That's about all you're good for, apart from bending your elbow.
I can't do right for doing wrong. You're an ungrateful bastard, you know. I did my best when you was gone.
Your best is like anybody else's worst.
Come on, I'm getting old. I gotta start taking things easy.
You've been taking things easy for 40 years.
Ja, true that.
Look, there they are. Hold tight now. There you go.
Whoa now.
Lean into it.
Relax now. Nearly there.
Show it who's boss. Steady now.
Almost got you.
Don't
It's
fall
all right.
off. Uncork that rock, boy.
I got you now.
You got it now, John. Where you
Stop
going
talking,
with that
damn it.
horse?
Oh, that's one of them. Why John's so angry? Oh, I guess because Uncle's just laying on his ass, complaining about lumbago.
Come on, come on, come on. Come on. Come on. Nearly got you.
Careful, that's the feisty one.
Relax.
That's it.
Come on, baby. Calm down.
Steady now.
That's it.
Go. That's it.
Calm it down.
Use your knees, you woman.
Nearly there.
Use your knees, you woman. Whoa there. You'll never
Will you
set
shut
them on
up?
foot.
Come on.
Now.
Come on. Calm down now.
Yeah, John is definitely angry about Uncle.
Uncork that front, boy.
Will you shut up?
Steady.
Don't fall off.
Thanks for the tip, Uncle. Not to fall off a horse.
I got you.
Uncork that front, boy. Uncork that front, boy. Show it who's boss.
Relax now.
That's it.
We're friends.
Show it who's boss.
Okay, that should be enough. Shouldn't it?
Whoa.
I think that's enough for now. Let's get him back to the ranch.
That weren't half bad for a couple of old reprobates.
I learned a few things while I was away.
Anything you wanted to know, you only had to ask me.
You? What the hell do you know about any of this?
I was a rancher myself back in the day.
Firstly, I don't believe you. And secondly, if you was, why have you been hiding it all these years?
You act like I never do anything. I do plenty.
You're asleep half the day, and the other half you're so drunk you couldn't hit the ground with your hat in 3 throws.
I've taught you a few things, John Marston.
Like how to steal beer when the bartender's not looking, and piss without taking down your pants.
All useful skills, partner. Look at
That's his secret trick, you know.
mine is cream some gravy. It sure will be nice.
How to take a piss without putting down your pants.
We make's going straight back into this ranch, not down your gullet.
Oh, come on. I ain't working for free here.
You ain't working at all. That's the problem, old man.
What about today? And all them cattle I herded. I'm always sucking hind kid around here.
You got food in your belly, ain't you? A roof over your head?
You're so tight. You get out of bed to turn over so as not to wear out the sheets.
Don't push your luck.
A little bottle wouldn't hurt, though. Something to ease an old man's aches and pains.
This is why they say you should never hire the people you drink with.
Important lessons. I could teach me your ways.
Slow down. Make sure
Yeah, he got much to teach.
Keep them strong.
All right. Damn, a little gratitude wouldn't kill you. Not a bad day's work. Mister?
Well then, let's go to sleep, and I guess we can talk to Jack and Abigail. Wish I could kind of like talk to her or interact with her in some way here. Okay, let's go ahead and talk to Jack. That's a big bed. Yeah. Got a lot of a king-size bed.
Hello, sir. Hello.
What's the book, boy?
Nothing, sir.
What's it about?
Well, it's an adventure, sir. Set out in the West, and it tells this amazing story of how people killed the savage Redskins, and how this man, this brave man, hunts the man who killed his father.
I'm glad you're enjoying it. Talking of adventure, how'd you like to learn to track elk? Really big ones in the valley this time of year. We could use the meat.
Well,
I know you'd rather read your adventures. Trust me, this can be very enjoyable in its own way. I suppose maybe it's a little less dramatic. So, let's go, come on. You may get to see me get gored by some massive wild beast. Then you can write a story about that.
very funny, Paul. I've forgotten how funny you was.
Grab your things.
Oh, the story of a son who goes to avenge his father. Story that he's gonna live himself eventually.
What are you doing? Let's keep moving.
All right, now stay close to the dog, son.
Yeah, I kind of wonder that myself, you know. Kind of makes me look forward to like a Red Dead Redemption game with Jack as well. Would be totally different, I reckon, but it would be cool to kind of like see more of a backstory.
Whatever you say, sir.
Whoa there. Come on.
Absolutely, Tuna.
Go on, boy. You sure you're...
I love Zero at Night. I haven't had it in ages, to be honest, but it's definitely
calm and patience.
hitting the spot.
Think and move like an animal to catch an animal.
A rifle helps, doesn't it?
Elk don't stand still, son.
I wouldn't know. This is the first time you've taken me hunting.
There's lots of things I ain't done with you, but I'm gonna try and make up for that. You don't seem too excited about this. Look, you picked up a scent. Come on.
What do you want me to say, Pa? Yippee?
Are you sure you're all right? I mean, I know all that business must have been hard on you.
It wasn't nothing. I'm not a kid anymore.
Well, it won't happen again. It's over.
Until the next time, you mean?
There won't be a next time.
Don't make no more promises, Pa. I've heard them all before.
You know, one time I hunted a bear up in tall trees. You never seen a bigger animal in all your life.
I read this story about a girl who was raised by wolves, and she'd hunt goats with them and everything.
Look, I see one. Whoa.
Yeah, I see it. Get in. Whoa.
Come on.
Come on. I thought he was gonna get away. That was great, Pa.
You
Yeah,
just gotta wait
that's
for the right
the last
shot.
time,
Not
unfortunately.
That's a big one.
rush. This meat should fetch a decent price in Manzanita. Hope you were watching. It'll be your turn next. All right, let's see if we can find some more.
You can't stop now, old man.
Come on.
Find another one, Rufus.
You ready to take a shot, Jack?
Of course, Pa.
Remember, it's all about timing. Wait for your moment. Don't snatch at it.
I know. I saw how you did it.
If you say so. All right. When he finds them, you take the lead.
Go on, Rufus.
Go on, boy. What is it, Rufus? Go get him, boy. What you got for us, Rufus? Stay on him, boy. There they are. Jack, come on. Steady now.
Let's go.
You can do this.
I see it.
Stay calm. Don't rush it.
Got one. Nice.
That's it, son. Yeah.
Hey, watch it.
Unlooted. I guess I have to go to Jack first. The source prepared Afro, bring it on. Yeah, for the ending. I'm not sure if I'm prepared, to be honest. Spend so much time with John, it's gonna be difficult to say goodbye. Cheers, Tuna. I'm glad you are enjoying it. Yeah, you know, I just like to take a chill on the streams, in the chat. Just wanna enjoy, you know, the games and conversations, I guess. Not really about the hype or anything. And I did, yeah. Yeah, we finished Red Dead 2 a couple months back. And took a bit of a break and then got back to this game. This year I wanted to play them in historical order of events.
Nice work, son. You're a quick learner. Now come on. Let's get this meat over to the trading post at Manzanita.
Hey, come on.
mean, I don't wanna leave this out here. Well, it didn't make me cry, but it definitely made me emotional, you know, like
This is dirty.
seeing what happens to Arthur. But also moments like not even, you know, just like that whole thing. It made me more angry, I guess, than anything. How Dutch and Micah behave. What made me even more emotional are kind of the situations between John and Abigail.
We shoot some more.
Only
Like when John is kind of proposing to her.
again soon.
You know, I didn't think I was gonna like it.
I told you you'd have fun, didn't I?
Because it just feels so real, you know, like that whole conversation and the way the characters are written, you know. It's like watching a really good movie, I guess, and it's just as believable. But the two didn't make you cry mainly because we went out guns blazing. That's fair, yeah. Yeah, exactly, you know. It's for me it's more like, I guess, anger towards Dutch and Micah at the end there. And the other thing is, I guess, you know, Arthur's death doesn't really hit you as hard, I guess. Or at least in my case, it's not as like spontaneous, right? Because we already know that he's gonna die, that he is dying. If it's gonna be due to his illness or if it's gonna be, you know, due to being hunted. So kind of like preparing yourself already, like for quite a bit of time for that to happen. When the horse got shot was sad, but yeah, it made you mad too. I gotcha, yeah. Yeah, that also made me quite sad, you know, like seeing how Arthur also takes some time to say goodbye to the horse. And that's kind of like also when you know as a player, okay, you know, like shit's going down. This is gonna be the last time we will play as Arthur. Yeah, it's certainly one of my favorite stories as well in gaming, like ever. And I definitely keep on replaying that game over and over the next couple of years.
Here we are. Jack, you wait here. I'll be just a moment.
Yeah, I think so, Afro. I mean, I guess New Austin would be kind of like Texas and maybe New Mexico. Kind of like as an area. Or at least kind of like inspired by those areas.
Dear sir, hello.
Well, let's see what you got.
How do you do, Mr. Marston?
Making a trip? I'm jealous.
Okay, so I just have to sell the oak meat.
Thank you very much.
Let's have a quick look at the
Don't be a stranger. The whole world.
objective here. Yeah, sell the egg meat at the store.
Better believe it.
Howdy, friend.
Well, let's see what we can do for you. Here we are. Enjoy the journey.
I'd say you got yourself a bargain there.
See you again, I hope.
Hello there, Mr. Marston.
Hello there.
That is like literally all of the meat. I thought only the 2 I had to, you know, loot.
Oh, he's in the market.
But I guess in that case we're selling all of it.
I hope you enjoy a smooth ride.
So glad to see you.
That's all of it, sir. Best be going. All done. Let's head home.
Whoa!
Let's go.
How much did you make?
Hashtag Port Red Redemption to PC. Yeah,
Roof us out of the stewing pot for a couple of days.
kidding.
And what about me? What do I get?
You get to
Unfortunately,
eat, son.
that's probably never gonna happen at least over the next 5 years,
What can I say?
I would assume.
Corrupt landowner.
But hey, at least the Xbox 360 emulator is getting better and better.
I sure hope so. And you can look after us when we get old.
What do you mean, get old? You are old.
We ain't old. Uncle's old.
Well, he should be in a museum.
Yeah, preserved in whiskey for the next 1,000 years.
I hear the performance actually increased quite a bit with the emulator since last year.
You was great, Paul.
Herding cows, hunting elk. Growing up. Proud of it.
I always told you I wanted to help.
You know, you and me, we work hard. We can make something of this farm.
I'd like that.
And thank you for looking after your mother. She said you were very brave.
I tried to be strong, like you told me. But Mom, she can look after herself. Easy.
Yeah, that's true. Abigail certainly doesn't need the protection.
Whoa.
Yeah, I did play the new Need for Speed Unbound. I actually finished that yesterday. Finished the last final. Got into the credits. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was a really fun racing game. Definitely got its issues, but you know, it didn't take away from the fun whatsoever. Emulator's way too complicated to set up for keyboard. Yeah, that might be the case. Not sure how that would be like. I just stuck to, you know, regular Xbox controllers.
Yeah, Mr. White.
Oh, Paul, that was so
Yes,
much
science.
fun. I can't rightly believe it. Just like in the books.
We'll do it again soon. Now get to your chores.
You liked Need for Speed Payback? I haven't played that one yet, actually. Yeah, there's still a couple Need for Speed games I still have to check out and I wanna be playing eventually. The ones I look most forward to currently are Need for Speed Carbon. Never played that. And then also Need for Speed The Run, because I heard it's quite unique with being like more linear and being less about open world. Up and Jay watched some PlayStation emulator videos for the first 3 God of War games and you were disappointed. Damn. That's interesting because did they all release for PS3 or did also one of them release for the PlayStation 2? Because yeah, I thought the PlayStation 3 emulator was quite solid. I feel like it was the best story than the others in Payback. I gotcha. Yeah, to be honest, none of the stories have really like, you know, made my mind blow away or something in Need for Speed games I played so far. But I would say the best like story concept was Most Wanted, even though the acting was cringy. I guess I kind of really enjoyed the whole Blacklist thing. It kind of like gave each enemy personality, also with their cars. And it was simple, but, you know, kind of like kept you motivated, I guess. And you knew what you were in for, which I think fitted well with kind of like racing. Don't really have to have plot, kind of like a plot twist or something in a racing game, I think. Yeah, I haven't played Carbon yet, but I hear it's one of the best rated ones among the community, so I definitely have to check it out. And I do love that kind of like generation of Need for Speed games. So God of War 1 and 2 on PS2 and God of War 3 on PS3. There were a few PlayStation Portable and PlayStation Vita games. I gotcha. Game. So God of War doesn't even look good on the PlayStation 2 emulator. That surprises me. Yeah, it's actually crazy what they have pulled off with this engine, you know. They still look this amazing. Okay, let's go ahead and talk to Abigail.
John, we got a telegram from some lady friend of yours, a Bonnie something or other. Something you ain't telling me?
Bonnie McFarland. She's a friend. Saved my life when I went after Bill and nearly got myself killed again.
Oh, and now you two's in the habit of sending each other letters. How very nice.
It weren't nothing like that. What's it say?
I don't know. I can't... Well, you know I can't read.
Give it here.
You read that thing out loud?
I ain't hiding nothing. Dear Mr. Marston, stop. Need corn sacks. Stop. Emergency. Stop. Weevils and moths ate entire county supply. Stop. Can you help? Not exactly the most romantic request now, is it?
I guess not. She saved your life, you say?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, then you're gonna have to help her and her family out. We've got a plentiful supply of corn sacks over near the silo. About the one thing Uncle didn't manage to have stolen while we was gone.
Okay.
Hurry back, John. And John, what's she like?
You know. A little bit like you, I guess. She's a woman in a man's world.
I like how Abigail wants to find out how their relationship is to each other.
John, wait! I changed my mind. I'm coming with you. Well, come on then. Let's get going.
It's kind of funny seeing Abigail so insecure because she's usually, you know, nothing like that.
Fair enough. I'm glad of the company. You only had to ask.
Ask? I was waiting for you to ask me.
I thought you'd want to keep an eye on the boy.
Oh, while you were off cavorting with cowgirls in the next county? I don't think so, John Marston. You only just got home. That Jack has seen enough of me for a lifetime. So, is she married? This Bonnie McFarland?
No,
What does she look like?
I don't know. Pretty normal, I suppose.
Normal? What? Normal like me?
No, normal as in 2 eyes, mouth, nose, that kind of normal. Besides, ain't no woman fine as you.
A little flattery. Now we're finally getting somewhere.
If you find yourself in a hole, the first thing to do is stop digging.
Another pearl of wisdom from John Marston. I sure do miss those.
I never took you for the jealous type, Abigail.
I ain't jealous so much as curious.
You heard what she wrote. It's just some corn. She saved my life, and she was decent enough to me, so I owe her this much at least.
How did she save your life anyway?
She found me half dead on the side of the road and took me to the doctor. Most folks would have left me there.
Half dead from what?
Bill didn't take so kindly to me visiting unannounced.
Bill never did like surprises. How was he?
Same as he was when we left. Angry and dumb. Taking his revenge out on the world. People down there was really scared of him.
Of Bill? You gotta be kidding me. He was only frightening if he was afraid of dumb fools.
Bill weren't so bad, but when Dutch went crazy, Bill took it hard.
For a while, we all thought we'd found something right. Better way to live, but it was just a lie. So you saw before they did.
Maybe. But they was still kind of a family.
A family that left you for dead. You knew the truth, John, and they hated you for it.
Where did they take you?
Who?
Those government bastards. Where did they hold you and Jack?
I ain't sure. They kept their eyes covered there and back. Can't have been too far from here, though.
They treat you right?
It ain't the first time I've had a gun to my head, John. You're forgetting your marriage proposal.
Very fun.
So, they learned pretty quick what would happen if they laid a finger on me.
Sons of bitches.
It wasn't them or being there. I didn't care about that. I've been in far worse situations. It was the wait. I didn't know if you was coming back.
Of course I was coming back.
You were only supposed to be gone for a couple of days.
It took longer than I thought.
I don't think we have time to rest.
The only thing Bill and Dutch was ever any good at was not getting caught.
Crack that whip, John, or we'll never get there. I started thinking you'd gone back to them.
That life's over.
I hope you're right.
Bill?
You came. Thank you so much. We lost the entire harvest.
Miss McFarland, I'd like you to meet my wife, Abigail.
Oh, ain't you quite the gentleman all of a sudden? It's a pleasure to meet you, Mrs. Marston.
Likewise. Thank you for saving my husband's life, and for teaching the miserable goat some manners, among other things.
I didn't teach him anything. I know better than to try to change a man. You should meet my father.
Oh, people can change, Miss McFarland. John and I have to believe that more than anybody.
This is a decent first harvest for you, John. You should be proud. That's good land you got there.
How are you feeling, Mrs. Marston? From what your husband told me, it must have been awful for you.
I've been through worse, and I knew he'd be back before too long. He can't cook a meal to save his life.
Abigail, in my darkest hours, when I was most homesick, just the thought of one of your rat meat stews kept me pushing forward.
Well, about as amusing as a weeping saddle sore, ain't he, Miss McFarland? You're gonna start yammering about women's work, John. I'd say you might be in the wrong company.
I'd say so, too.
I never felt so outnumbered.
I love the banter between all three of them. Especially Abigail and John. But yeah, I guess Bonnie still has feelings for John. Can't hide it.
So that was the famous Bonnie.
That was her, all right.
She's pretty.
She's normal, like I said.
Well, you always wanted to be a rancher. I'd have thought she'd be just your thing. The perfect rancher's wife, if I ever saw one.
I already got a rancher's wife.
I'm only teasing. I like her, and I'm glad she saved your life. Most of the time, anyway.
The McFarlands are good people.
She did blush redder than a shepherd's sunset when she saw you, though.
I have that effect on women.
You've clearly had one too many blows to the head.
You ain't wrong about that, Mrs. Marston.
That's quite a ranch they got there.
That'll be us someday. As soon as we get back on our feet.
I don't know, John. How many times can we start again? An outlaw and a working girl. We ain't exactly farmers.
We are now. Forget that life. It's over.
Do you really believe that?
We have to. It's the only way we'll ever have a future.
The life we led, that doesn't go away. It's never over. You think those government men are just gonna leave us alone now?
The old gang's dead. I did what they asked.
And that's it? A life of crime forgiven?
We're back together, ain't we?
Until they decide you owe them something else.
Sometimes I think I was the stupid one for believing I could get out. Maybe Dutch, Bill, and Javier were just being honest with themselves.
You ain't perfect, John, and I sure ain't. But you're better than they are, than they were.
Maybe we can change. We gotta try, for Jack's sake. Even if we have to start again 100 times. It's better than going back to what we were. How's Jack doing?
Angry, upset. He's been through a lot.
I hope he's gonna be all right.
It's gonna take time. For a while, his world was safe. Normal, even. Then it got turned upside down again.
You ain't saying much about it.
I've tried to talk to him, but how do you explain any of this? What do you say when he asks about Uncle Bill and Uncle Dutch? They were family when he was a little boy.
He hides away in those books of his.
Wouldn't you? It ain't like the real world's done him many favors. He's just been kidnapped. He grew up with the gang. That's no life for a boy.
We did our best to protect him.
Come on, John. He saw things no boy should see.
Well, now we got a chance to make it right.
I usually try to listen to all the dialogue. I just had a timer earlier, I guess, to get to Bonnie in time, and then, unfortunately, the checkpoint got triggered earlier than I wanted. But yeah, this time we're definitely in no hurry here.
We did good today, John. I guess I better go fix us something to eat.
Alright, so, seems like we only have a mission left for Jack now. Should be able to start it once he gets into position, which is just about now.
You're tensing up.
I'm not.
You are. Your back's tense and it's making the rifle jump. You're holding it wrong. Here, let me show you.
I don't need you to show me, Paul.
I guess not.
Don't show me and you'll just run off again or something. Better I teach myself.
I ain't going nowhere.
Whatever you say, Paul.
Don't be like that.
Sorry.
Wolf's been after the herd. Gotta get out there and scare him off. You wanna come with me? Safer with two.
Okay.
All right, let's go. Stay on Rufus now. Go! Come!
I can shoot. You know that. Why you gotta treat me like a kid?
It's what fathers do. I'm just trying to look out for you.
You can't just decide to be a father when it suits you. What about the rest of the time?
Come on, Jack. That ain't exactly fair.
One minute you're telling me to be a man, the next you're telling me I'm just a boy.
It's gonna take a while for things to get back to normal.
Normal? Was it ever normal?
I don't know, but it'll get better, son. I promise.
I'm sorry. Look out!
Slow down. You don't need to be.
I don't mean to be moody. I'm glad you're home. I really am. It's just every time you go off, well, I worry you're not coming back.
I swear, if it was down to me, I'd never have gone anywhere.
They can't make you, can they?
It's complicated, but it seems they can.
Yeah, I know. I wouldn't understand.
Just some things you start have to be finished.
was your father like?
I didn't really know him. He died when I was just a boy.
Pa, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
He's found a scent. Follow me!
Auto check here, 17. I'm not sure. I thought maybe like 14, 15.
Where are you?
Come on!
Hey Vic Raimi, welcome in. Thank you for joining.
You can find him, Rufus!
You can find him, Rufus. Let's go. Slow it up now.
Easy.
That's it, boy. There they are. Good boy, Rufus. Let's go. Watch yourself now, son. They might turn on us.
Take this!
Yeah.
There you go. How many are there? Let's go. Whoa!
Come on, Rufus. Where are the others, boy? Wolves. I see them.
They want you!
Damn it!
According to the internet, here 16, here 1911. I gotcha.
Giddy up!
So 16. Makes sense, yeah.
Too happy? Whoa!
Keep your head straight!
It's like 19 to 20 in the epilogue. Makes sense. But they're kinda crazy how much of a badass he's become in those short years.
Stay alert now! Whoa!
Damn wolves! Let's go! This is what you get for stealing our cattle! You're gonna land us both in the dirt!
All right, we should head back now. We got out further than I thought.
How many did we kill? They won't be after our cattle for a while.
That was some good shooting, son.
So can I go out hunting by myself now?
Hold on there, cowboy. You ain't ready for that yet. One step at a time.
Aw, please, Pa.
We'll go out again soon. Catch something nice for your ma to cook.
I reckon I could kill a bear, no problem.
I ain't gonna tell you again, Jack. You don't leave the farm without checking with me first, you hear?
Yes, sir, I hear you.
So John is 38. I gotcha.
Of course.
Thank you so much, Easy. I really appreciate it. And you as well, Denden. Thank you guys so much for, you know, being here and watching. And yeah, I'm glad that you're enjoying it. I hope you guys will also have a great Christmas and a happy holiday.
Horse!
Were you a murderer?
What?
That place where they held us. Ma shouted at a guard one time, and he yelled that you were a murderer.
Maybe. But I live my life believing there's a difference between killing and murdering.
Not for the person who's dead.
No! And I guess I've been both. That's how it goes. We all do what we have to survive. And sometimes it ain't pretty. And in the end, we pay the price for what we did.
Like those rustlers who attacked our cattle?
Exactly. Look, when I was a kid, things were different. Rules were different, but that's over now.
Easy. You know, we could be outlaws, you and me.
All we did was kill a few wolves.
Well, I read a book about a father and son who robbed banks. One-Armed Willie, that was his name.
I'm happy with my 2 arms, if you don't mind.
Just imagine it, though. John and Jack Marston, most wanted man in the West.
And what about your mom?
Well, I mean, we still come home.
You live in a dream world. It ain't like they tell it in books. And it ain't no way to live life. It was ugly and brutal.
All right, jeez. I was only joking around.
You'll have a farm of your own. You can read and write. Don't waste your life, son. Don't live like I had to.
Yeah, unfortunately, he doesn't really have much of a choice. Life is coming for him if he wants it or not. Oh, cheers, easy. And then I appreciate it. But yeah, I'm glad you enjoy watching Rod too, because yeah, he's definitely an amazing streamer. And also always inspired me a lot, you know, like back when I started like really getting into the streaming, he was like one of the streamers I watched the most, and yeah, he definitely also motivated me, you know, to kind of like be a bit more consistent, I guess, with like a schedule and stuff.
Easy. Don't give up now. Let's keep moving.
Klein hits harder after Red Dead 2 Absadut. Yeah, it does. A lot of the things that happen in Red Dead 1, you know, it's so much different when you have played Red Dead 2 before, which I didn't last year. Last year I played them in release order, so this time having that knowledge of Red Dead 2, having played it 2 times, changes the story completely for me.
Whoa there.
Bound by fate, indeed.
Whoa.
Everyone hates on Jack, but he lived a rough life too. Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, everything he had to go through, like, both as a kid living and growing up with the gang. His father being constantly away, you know. He just isn't the rough type, you know. He's like more of a reader and writer type. But ultimately, you know, that life becomes so rough that he kind of has to take the path of a gunslinger. Cheers, easy. It's also nice when you're playing games where you can be a badass, like in Rockstar games or in Assassin's Creed. Lucinda started copying the way he keeps people informed about what he's doing and information about the types of playthroughs he does. Rod is great. Absolutely, you know. He really takes it to the next level in some regards. And it's always great, you know, how much effort he's also putting into it, like, especially in the way he's playing as well, and the playthroughs he's doing. Yeah, I mean, definitely, you know, the environments definitely shape you.
You're turned into a decent hunter, son. But try to stay out of trouble.
How do you do?
Right then, time to head back to bed. Time to sleep once more.
How are you, son?
So there's actually an interact button, kind of like similar to Red Dead 2, where you can greet or interact with people. But it doesn't do anything with Anko or Abigail or any of the others. It does lead to John greeting people that are kind of like regular NPCs though.
John, how are you?
Yeah, come back to bed, Abigail. Ava Mola, welcome in. How's it going? I hope you're having a good morning so far. How was the rest of your Red Dead Redemption 2 playthrough? Did you finish the epilogue? I like how she's laying down on the bed, over the blanket, with her full clothes on. Indeed, one last time. You finished and John and Abby are happily living at the ranch. Wow. Have you actually played this game before, Mola? Because if so, then I'm gonna warn you for like big spoilers coming up shortly. A long time ago, okay. Yeah, if you'd rather not want to know what happens if you don't know, then I probably recommend muting the stream for the next half an hour or so. Because yeah, spoilers are gonna come up. Big ones, because I think the next mission is actually the last one for the main game before the epilogue happens. You know the essence of Red Dead 1? You mean like Dutch and his cliff? That already has happened, yeah. I'm more talking about, you know, John, Abigail, Jack and Uncle. It's a great barn. I don't think you seem to know Van Moller. So in case you wanna stay spoiler free, this is possibly the last time.
John!
What is it, old man?
It's Jack. The kid. Well, I just saw him out in the valley. Seems your tales of hunting got the better of him. He said he was going up to the pass, track down that grizzly that's been seen up there.
Kid can't hunt a grizzly. Thing will eat him alive.
I know. I tried to stop him.
But you're worthless as a lawyer at a lynching. Damn you, old man. This is my son. Anything happens to him, you'll wish it was you that bear attacked.
Come on.
I mean, that's fair enough, Moller. But yeah, to be honest, I don't think they're gonna bring it out on PC ever. Pretty much cancel their plans to do so.
Come on, Rufus!
Yeah, his lumbago is still terminal.
Yeah.
It's still eating at him. That's why I can't do anything.
Howdy.
Yo, find Jack, Rufus! Blow it up now. Where's Jack? Here! What is it, Rufus?
Money,
Are we
sir.
close?
I'm poor and sick and
Let's go.
hungry.
Oh my god. The woman from AC1. She's here somewhere.
Where is he?
Sucked poison out of Rufus's paw and saved him. Amazing.
You can find him, boy.
Yeah, I did the same.
Hey!
It's kinda high honor though, isn't it?
Come on, Rufus! Find Jack!
It is, yeah. Yeah, it's the woman from AC1 asking for just a few coins.
Hurry, Rufus!
Just a few coins.
Slow up. Jack! You up here?
But yeah, you finished last night. You did 6 bullets from head to privates, and they all showed as he died. Epic. That's awesome. Yeah, that's so satisfying, you know, to take care of that bastard. And yeah, I'm definitely with you there, focusing on his private parts. A few in the head and a few in the boards, you know. That's what Micah deserves. Yeah, it's crazy when you get to Akka at a later point in the game, and it's just full of, you know, drunks and crazies and beggars. It's like next level chaos. And that's verse Tuna. Thank you for dropping by. I hope you have a good night and that you get a good rest too. And yeah, we will catch you next time.
Paul, help me! I'm hurt!
Jack, stay down! Don't move! Keep your head down! What the hell were you thinking going off on your own? You're just a boy.
No, I'm not! I can skin an elk, break horses.
Come on, let's get you home. Now hold tight. Come! Are you all right?
Yeah, I think so.
You're lucky to be alive, you stupid boy. What'd I tell you about going off by yourself?
I go off by myself plenty. You just don't know about it. You're never around.
So this is my fault? You disobeyed me.
I was trying to prove myself.
Prove what? By getting yourself killed?
You're always telling me I read too many books, that I'm not a real man.
I never said that.
I just thought if I could do something you'd like, maybe you wouldn't go away again.
Son, I ain't going anywhere. And believe me, neither are you for a real long time.
Well, you haven't. You had it with Arthur, but not John. You legit did zero crafting with John. That's definitely fair.
What's your mother gonna say?
I'm sorry.
If not quite as necessary
Please
either,
don't be
I
angry.
guess.
I ain't angry. I'm disappointed. Don't you ever run off on your own like that again.
All right. I told you I was sorry.
What would have happened if I hadn't come along?
I don't know. I'd probably be dead.
You'd be a pile of bones right now.
What would you care? I'm just a nuisance to you anyway.
That ain't true, Jack. I'd do anything for you. You know that.
I guess there's only room for one hero in this family.
Trust me, son. I ain't no hero. I'm just glad you're safe.
Boat action. Yeah, I think it was like, what wasn't the boat action actually? It seems to have been the Henry repeater.
Going after a grizzly?
Unless they changed the weapon yet again.
You've only been hunting twice.
I'm not a little kid anymore. What were you doing at my age?
Bad things. Things nobody should do. But your ma and me, we didn't have what you have.
Yeah, I know. I should be grateful.
I'm not asking you to be grateful. I'm asking you to do what I say before you get yourself killed.
It's always one set of rules for you and another set for everybody else. You think I don't know what you did back in the old days? I'm not stupid.
You could have fooled me.
You think I didn't sit up and listen to Dutch and Bill telling all those stories? You think I don't know who you are?
It ain't no secret I didn't get these scars falling over in church.
But nobody tells me anything. You and Mom pretend like nothing happened.
We just want a better life for you, son. Now rest. We'll have you home soon.
Or they so badly want to Red Dead 3 with Sadie. Absolutely, dude. Yeah, Sadie really deserves to have a game for herself, or at least like a DLC expansion. Would have been cool to get one for Red Dead 2, but yeah, they of course focus much more on the multiplayer instead of like single player content. But yeah, there's so many characters that I would love to see like more of a backstory on, like another one being Charles for sure. I think Charles would also be a great protagonist. Or like even seeing the younger days of either Landon Ricketts from this game or Rains 4, I think would be cool. You could even, you know, get like a game together or something where they both appear. In South America? Yeah, maybe. Would be a new location for sure. It was in boot action? Okay, then I guess the game kind of like auto-equipped it for us. Temporarily. Hey there, Amici. Welcome in. Thank you for joining. The redemption of Lenny. Yeah, I mean getting like a backstory for Lenny would also be kinda cool.
Easy.
Wouldn't be opposed to that.
Why are we stopping?
Well, you were thinking it would be cool if they went even further back in time and did Hosea and Dutch when they found Arthur as a boy. That would also be really cool, you know, like a game focused around Dutch in his earlier years. Maybe before he kind of like became a bit more corrupted, I guess. When he was still being idealistic. And yeah, seeing kind of like how they pick up one gang member after the other. I guess you could play either as Dutch or you could play as Hosea. Something.
Keep going, Pa. I want to get home.
Which game is better, Red Dead Redemption or Red Dead 2? I would say they're both pretty awesome. Obviously the gameplay is better in Red Dead 2, I would say, given that it's much more modern and they had like more time to work on it. And they of course had like some lessons they took from this game. But if you consider the games at their, you know, like release time, I guess, and don't compare them back to back, then I would say they're pretty much equals. They're both fantastic stories with really good gameplay for the time. And impressive graphics too. But if you would just, you know, compare them back to back, then Red Dead 2 is definitely the prettier and the better gameplay game, I would say. Yeah, we're not going home. Thought like we're literally there.
I'm sorry I made you worry, Pa.
Don't be too eager to grow up, son. Ain't as much fun as it looks. When you're ready to hunt bears, I'll take you. Hey, Jack.
Hey, Paul.
Need a hand with that?
No, sir, I got it.
Looks like you have. You know, you're real good with them tools.
Thank you, Paul.
You'll make this land real nice one day. Me and your mother will do our part. By the time your turn comes, hell, this could be the nicest farm in the county.
Maybe, Paul.
Just gotta learn to shoot straight or you'll get yourself eaten by some animal.
Very funny, Paul.
Thank you, son. Soon it'll be quail season. We should have some fun then.
Is there anything you don't like shooting, Paul?
Well, I ain't met the thing yet, but as soon as I do, I'll let you know. You can even put it in one of them books you read.
Yeah, maybe I'll do that. The day John Marston stopped shooting.
Now, I ain't no literary man, but I don't think that'll sell. People like shooting in them things.
I think you may be right there, Paul.
So, you ever hear talk about them machines that can make a man fly?
Well, sure, Paul. Everybody knows about that. You know they're gonna be bringing one of those machines around the country next year for a demonstration? One of them machines can turn men into angels.
One of them machines can turn men into angels.
John, come here. John, come here, quick. Take a look at that.
Jack, go into the house, lock all the doors. Whatever happens, don't come outside. You hear me? Whatever happens.
Okay.
Come here, son. Whatever happens, keep the doors locked and your mother inside. Promise me, son. Promise me.
Who is it, Paul?
It's just some old friends. Me and Uncle take care of it. And you go inside and you keep the doors and the windows locked.
I hear you.
Then run!
Yeah, run, boy.
Well, old man, looks like things is about to get settled once and for all.
So it seems.
Christ alive! There's still time for you to run, old man.
What the fuck? I didn't actually expect that another hit would even kill me here. But there we go. That's how the story ends. That's how John dies. Exactly, Mauler. And Afro. Yeah, that was a bit surprising, honestly. They were also so far away, yet they hit me quite accurately. Have a great day. Exactly. Yeah. Bye. That's the end of the stream. Thanks all for joining.
Come on, old man. I'm gonna need you to help me hold them off. Come on, man.
Jesus, how are they even hitting me? I can't even see them.
Back the hell. There's one of the bastards.
Yes, a whisk.
We ain't done nothing. What the hell?
You know how this is gonna end.
There he is. Go check on your family, boy. Come on. Can't stay out here.
What are we gonna do now?
What's wrong? What's happened?
Stay inside, you hear? Like I said, there'll be more coming.
Paul, what do they want?
I don't know, son. Whatever it is, it ends here.
Oh, look how many there are. They're gonna kill us, aren't they?
Government crook.
Stop doing that!
No, Uncle.
Damn it! I'm hit! Come on now!
Take us away again!
I did what you wanted!
Oh, there's no escape!
Hang in there, Uncle! I'm gonna get you out of here safe!
Ain't time, John. I ain't gonna make it off this porch anyhow. You take Jack and Abby. Take them and... Don't worry about me. Just get him out of here.
No! Uncle, please! Oh my God! They killed him!
Come on, son! Ain't nothing we can do for him now! We're leaving the farm. I'll watch from the silo. You two go to the barn, get the horses ready.
John!
I'll meet you there.
Requiescat in pace.
No! Not again!
Unbelievable!
We're gonna head for the barn!
Oh! Up on the hill!
God damn it!
Really?
I won't let you take him again! You gonna catch this?
Better say it.
I'll kill all you sons of bitches! Keep firing! Don't let him get too close!
Yeah, rest in peace, Uncle. Lumbago finally got to him.
Quick!
Yeah.
Run for it! They ain't involved in this! All right, you're covered! Now go! Go! Is everybody all right? Now, quick! Run for it! Stay away from my family! Come on! All right, you're covered! Now go! Go! His name is John Marston, gentlemen, and I'm afraid you're dead.
I want to abandon Abigail and Jack here, so I'm just gonna stick to them. Yeah, listener. It's like, why are we yelling? We're staying right next to each other. Yeah, that song is so good.
Hey, come on. Now listen. Jack, darling, get on this horse. Get out of here. Go find a place to hide.
You're coming with us, Paul.
I'll catch up. You keep riding and don't look back. And don't be worried about me, you hear? Now get going.
You stay out of trouble, John.
Ain't no trouble, Abigail. Ain't no trouble. I love you.
I love you.
Now go! Get!
quiescat in pace.
Did you hear that? Jack, we have to go back for Pa.
Let's go!
Oh, bury me not on the lone prairie where the coyotes wail and the wind blows free. And when I die, don't bury me 'neath the western sky on the lone prairie.
And that is the end of John's and Abigail's story. Man, just seeing Abigail, you know, seeing John like that, made me really emotional. But also just a moment, you know, of like John stepping out of a barn and then facing all of his people, you know, like how many people Ross had to bring to take down John, you know. It's basically the opposite of like the gunslinger lifestyle, I guess, of like 101. You know, just like he brings the entire army to take down one man. One man who's been doing everything for him to repay his debt, you know. But for Ross, you know, everybody of the gang had to die. And that included John, eventually. Even if John was only like living a quiet life with his family on the farm, you know. Ironically, kind of like what's you know, somebody should live like, I guess, according to the American dream or whatever. But then he still got struck down and shot. Because of a past he couldn't change anymore. And yeah, now we're playing as Jack. A couple years later, he's now about 20 years old. And as you can see, he has become a gunslinger himself. Kind of life that both John and Abigail never wished upon the son. And yeah, ironically, Ross kind of like, you know, made that lifestyle stay alive, I guess, with Jack by killing Jack's father. And now we're looking to one-on-one Ross and to take revenge. Yeah, rest in peace. Yeah, he became 38 years old, apparently. Born 1873 and then died 1911. And Abigail died 1914, so the year that the epilogue takes place. I always wondered what Abigail died because. Like, what she died of. Not sure if the game ever gave us an answer, but yeah, I don't remember. Yeah, I mean, I guess I could go for the high power pistol. But I kinda wanna go for the, I think, either Cattleman revolver or Schofield revolver. Because I kind of symbolize, I guess, the old West a bit more, you know. It's kind of like old ways against the modern ways, I guess, so. I think I'm gonna stick with a revolver. For that. You have to kill him with his own gun? Do you? Right, but yeah, this is the epilogue. And we're gonna keep on going with that for sure. Just gotta find where we're supposed to go, I guess. I reckon we're gonna get a mission popping up soon enough.
Come on, fast!
I mean, fair enough, I guess. I can also see the logic of like wanting to kill him with your own gun. Actually, have to go back to the house here. Yeah. Because the symbol is still popping up. Well, let's go ahead and have a save here. Kind of like the choice if I didn't play the credits after, you know, John dying, but rather wait until, you know, Jack has taken his revenge. Kind of makes the epilogue like more included into the main game, I guess, as well. No worries whatsoever, Lucinda. Thank you for dropping by and for joining us today. I hope you have a great start into your stream today as well. Are you going to be playing more Dishonored? And for anybody that hasn't checked out Lucinda's channel yet, I recommend doing so. She's been playing all kinds of games, big fan of Bioshock, Resident Evil, Dishonored, games like Dying Light, among others. She's also a stream rating captain for Stream Raiders, so if you're into that game, then you can also check out that too. And yeah, check it out if you haven't yet. We'll be playing Dishonored all week. You're doing 100%, so it would take the rest of the week, possibly more. I gotcha. Yeah, that's understandable, you know, given how much content I guess there's as well. But yeah, I wish you all the best for that playthrough, and yeah, maybe catch you later for some of it too. And that's the worst whatsoever. This is the last stream before Christmas. It's not. Yeah, I'm still be able to stream tomorrow and also on Friday. but I've yet to decide what I'm gonna be streaming, because we're gonna be finishing this game today, of course. I was actually thinking about maybe doing Rayman Origins tomorrow, because it's still a game I technically have open to finish, and I'm almost done with it. And then once that is done, I would probably just stream some random games. Not gonna be starting a new playthrough, I don't think. But yeah, just gonna play whatever I fancy, I guess. Friday. I think the redemption mission starts at Blackwater. Oh, I guess we can head into that direction. See what happens.
Let's go! Get here! Yeah! Let's go! Let's go! Yeah!
Oh, look at that. Stranger mission. I think this is one that only spawns if you're getting to the epilogue.
Pray, and for what?
Excuse me, miss. Something wrong?
Does it look like something's wrong?
Well, you looked kind of upset about something.
Perhaps you don't understand what it's like to be disgraced as a woman. To have people gossip about you and turn from you in disgust day after day.
People can be real unkind. That's for sure.
Yeah. I'm Clara. I used to be a nanny for a family here in Blackwater. The father, he was always so charming. And I, fool that I was, fell for him. Mrs. Thornton, his wife, kicked me out on the street as soon as I started showing. Mr. Thornton turned to drink. Not even a farewell. For $1. I have nothing. They will surely take my baby from me. Perhaps you could find the dissolute bastard. Get even a few dollars for me and my baby to find a home. I would be so grateful, sir.
I'll see what I can do.
Yeah, let's get some money. Afro also Jack looks down at the gun after he does the thing, so the high power pistol makes it that much more impactful. Fair enough, yeah. Yeah, that's fair. So give me just 2 minutes, I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Let's go ahead and find the guy who doesn't stand this woman. And there's also another stranger mission.
Hello, sir. You work with the government? You one of them agents?
Sure, son. Why you ask?
Did you work with a man named Edgar Ross? I have something for him.
Edgar Ross? No, but well knew of him. A fine man if he wanted results. Won himself a chest full of medals. I think he went and retired about a year ago. Last I heard, him and his wife moved out to a cabin on Lake Don Julio. Lucky guy, getting to take it easy. He's fighting crime in this dump, that's for sure.
Well, thank you for the information, mister.
Oh, okay, so that's kind of like the setup quest for finding Edgar Ross.
You gonna poke me with your peacemaker, boy?
Go on.
Excuse me. Do you know of a girl named Clara?
What's that? Is she one of the waitresses around here?
No. She was a servant at your house.
The only servant we had was that wee darky girl, Sarah. And she left to join her people up north.
No. This girl raised your children. You and her had an intimacy of sorts.
Look here, laddie. I'm not sure what you're accusing me of. I'm just here to enjoy the tables, not to hear aspersions against my character.
I understand if you want to keep this quiet. You just give me a few dollars so she can set up a modest household for her and the child.
Are you out of your mind, laddie, or are you just a common criminal? The nerve of you! You think you can blackmail me or insult me over this piffle? You, outside, no!
Don't mind if I do.
Citizen!
Citizen? Heva Ora? Welcome in. What the fuck? How many times do I have to press the shoot button there? I totally thought I had it there. Especially since I drew earlier. Never mind. Is that Jack? When did his beard come in? So yeah, this is about 3 years after the main story ends with John. So he's about 19 to 20 at this point. But yeah, we finished the Undead Nightmare DLC earlier and also just now the main story. So now we're doing the epilogue part of the game. And yeah, and we are done. Just gotta try to win against this guy here.
Wait. Look in these cards.
Gonna wait until the game tells me to draw, I think. What the fuck? I didn't target it. His gun. Jesus Christ. This is going well. I never had any issues with the duels in this game. Now suddenly they're like much better. Yeah, I guess it took too much time there to also target the gun. I should have a drink and then try. I'm sure that's gonna help. I shoot the gun, you shoot the face, Mola. We've both got our methods. Yeah, John is dead, unfortunately. I just saw him get massacred. Yeah, maybe that's it, you know. Like, now we're playing Jack, I can't win any duels. Maybe I should just really shoot him, to be honest. Just gonna shoot his head or something. I'm gonna buffer to disarm him. He's an asshole either way. However, there's cops right next to us. And I think they're gonna maybe attack us. If I try to shoot him? I don't know.
Eat your heart out.
Well, the cops didn't mind that I killed him.
It might as well be me, mister.
It's kind of funny because usually you lose some honor if you don't disarm them, but just shoot them. But this time I only got fame and that's it.
You're the boy who thinks he's some kind of fast, tough guy. Let's find out how fast and tough you is.
How many people want to have duels?
It'd be my pleasure.
Okay, boy, let's go.
Guess we're going for another one. Everybody wants to die, it seems. Trip Lockley. They say the age of a gunslinger is over. Well, this time it worked.
I'll be damned.
Don't know why it was so difficult against the other guy to just disarm him. No kidding, Mola. Gotta solve a problem, you know, the proper way. It's a duel, it's allowed. Yeah. Yeah, he had a bit of money on him. Thankfully, all that money is gonna get to a good cause now. Easy John Marston was a legend, lived by the gun, died by the gun. If the gun didn't kill him, first the syphilis would have. Did they actually have syphilis? Or are you just joking?
Hello there.
Was if so, then I missed that. That guy was so shitty that killing him didn't dishonor you. Maybe, yeah. I mean, I can get behind that logic.
It's me, Clara.
Howdy, miss.
Hello, mister.
I got you some money.
Oh, you are very kind. Very kind. And how's Harold? How's my Harold?
Well, it didn't go so well. I'm afraid he's dead.
Dead?
Unfortunately so.
I must go to his grave.
Well, I'm afraid I don't know where that is.
Oh, he'll be buried in the cemetery in the family plot. Now hurry, I can make it to his funeral.
Visit Harold's grave at Blackwater Cemetery in a few days. Gonna attend his funeral. So it almost seems like I had to kill him, right? Maybe that's why I lost the duo all the time? Because there's literally no way around not killing him? I guess that could be the issue. Well, I do want to end the playthrough with the credits, so I guess I'm just gonna save a couple of times and speed time forward. And we can attend the funeral.
You gonna poke me with your peacemaker, boy? You want a good time?
Look in these parts.
Sorry, I was miles away.
Lady didn't want you at his funeral. Yeah.
How you doing? How you doing, sir?
Didn't want her anywhere.
Hello.
There was a big shootout between the army and that gang up in the mountains. Dutch Van der Linden is dead. They treated someone
Kinda funny how we still talk about the Dutch Van der Linden, even though he's been dead for over 3 years now. Okay, I still gotta speed time forward a little bit more.
Howdy there. How are you?
Yeah, that's the plan. Speeding time forward so we can attend the funeral. Alright, there we go. It's unlocked.
Nice day, huh? Watch yourself.
Sorry, mister. Hey, good to see you. Hello there.
Kinda crazy to see Jack like this, you know. Nobody would have thought, I guess, that he would turn into one of these gunslingers, or that he even would have to. It also changed quite a bit, of course, in his like confidence and kind of like, you know, being like less anxious, I guess, overall.
I can't believe.
Hello, ma'am.
Oh,
My condolences.
oh, my
dear Harold, I can't believe he's gone. I knew his frequenting that gambling boat would be the death of him. The death of him. Oh, Harold Thornton, I miss you.
I see.
I heard that Doc Trollop Clara laughing at the funeral. I can't understand how strangers can be so cruel. The world is a sad and terrible place. God preserve his soul.
I'm real sorry for your loss, ma'am. Take care.
Would you mind leaving me in peace to grieve, sir?
The way she talks.
Could I have a little privacy?
Yeah, you got some privacy.
Oh my God! I really hate to be.
Alright. So. That finishes that stranger mission. Now the only thing left to do is to find Edgar Ross once and for all. I'm not gonna fast travel anything, I wanna pick right there myself. And yeah, that's true, like, you know, Jack could have lived definitely into the second half of the 20th century. Easily.
Some damn thief just took my horse.
Yeah, sorry dude, but I'm not too bothered about your horse. I have my own mission.
Get here!
Yeah, I'm still gonna stick with the revolver because I kinda wanna represent the old ways, I guess. Plus, Ross is most likely using an advanced modern pistol, so I wanna make like a statement in that regard.
Let's go! Let's go!
The old ways can defeat the new ones. But don't worry, he's gonna get his punishment. After the revolver, I'm gonna use some good old dynamite. Ah, so he does use a revolver? Interesting. Definitely assumed he would be using something more modern. If I could, I would just use the sort of shotgun in the duel.
Easy now.
Jack just goes around getting into duels after his dad dies. Interesting coping mechanism. Yeah. Yeah, becoming a gunslinger. That's I think interesting how many duels have been occurring so far, and we still have one more to go. One final one.
Come on, fast!
Okay, before we actually get to Ross, I want to make a daytime war. So
Let's slow down.
let's see if I can put up a campsite here.
Work, you damn nag!
Hello, mate! Come on! Come on! Yeah! Get here!
Almost there. And I'm gonna miss this game, I have to say. Especially the characters and the writing, of course. But I've also managed to enjoy the gameplay so much more in this playthrough, because obviously I could play it on the Series X for the most part. Which was quite, you know, the improvement to last year where I had to play on the Xbox 360 emulator with like 10 FPS average. It's like such a step up graphically and how smooth it is. Because yeah, last year I had lots of, you know, difficulties actually getting through the game with, you know, that low amount of FPS. Like some scenes were just insane with like the massive shootouts and stuff. Yeah, this year I really got to enjoy it. Indeed, the end of a line.
Let's go! Let's go!
But yeah, I'm already excited for next year and for starting some new games that I haven't played before. I do of course also want to revisit a couple of games, including the Spider-Man games. I want to do like New Game Plus playthroughs of them, maybe even at the start of next year. Then I also want to really get back into the Uncharted series and then also Batman Arkham. I want to go ahead and finish Arkham Knight as the last game in the trilogy that I haven't played yet.
How do you do, young man?
Just...
Excuse me, ma'am.
Hello, young man.
Hi.
What are you doing out here? Are you out visiting the lake with your family?
No, ma'am. I was looking to deliver a letter to Edgar Ross.
Oh, that husband of mine. That bureau just won't get its talons out of him, even though he's retired. Edgar gave them some of the best years of his life. They ought to let him retire in peace. They'll not rest till they've killed him with worry, and he's such a sensitive man. I'm sorry, I shouldn't get so angry. I don't suppose any of this is your fault. There's no need to worry about him nowadays.
Well, where is he?
He and his brother Philip went hunting on the south side of the San Luis River. Be careful crossing over. They were saying it was dangerous.
I sure will, ma'am. And don't worry about a thing. I'm sure your husband will be just fine.
Come on now, young man. You're cluttering up the place.
Yeah, I'm sure Ross is a very sensitive man. As long as it's about him.
Fast! Come on, fast!
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna use some dynamite once he's dead. Then we're gonna blow off everything about Ross. That's for sure.
Yeah!
There he is. Brother of Edgar Ross, Philip.
How do you do?
Or maybe they went armadillo hunting or something.
Hey there, mister. How's the hunting?
Oh, pretty good, son. Got me a few rabbits, coyote, elk. Still looking for some trophies for the parlor.
I've got a letter here for Edgar Ross. You know him? I heard he was down in these parts with his wife.
Of course I know him. He's my brother. Gone down river, duck hunt. Must be a pretty important letter to have come all this way.
Oh, yes, sir. Real important. I'll be on my way home as soon as I deliver this message.
You best be off then. Just don't get on his bad side. He's got a filthy temper. I'd go now if I was you.
For some reason I thought I had to kill his brother, but I guess not. So he's duck hunting. Oh, I'm gonna be Ross hunting.
Work, you damn nag!
There he is. He ain't hitting shit.
Excuse me. You Edgar Ross?
Do I know you?
Forgive me for startling you, sir. I have a message for you. My name is Jack Marston. You knew my father.
I see. I remember your father.
I've come for you, Ross.
And you, boy, have sure as shit found me.
You killed my father.
Your father killed himself with the life he lived.
You killed him. I saw you.
You keep saying that.
You sent him to do your dirty work. Then you shot him like a dog.
And I'll shoot you like one too, you little piece of trash. Now get out of here before I kill you as well.
I ain't going nowhere, old man.
Okay, I'm speechless. How many shots did I have to put on him before I can actually kill it? Kill him. Like, I had probably 5 or 6 shots locked on him. I waited until the best time. I don't get it. Maybe I should try to aim for his gun first and then shoot him. But yeah, like I did everything right there.
Come on!
Bit anticlimactic if it's like literally the last battle that happens. Hey, the Bioshock Dragon, welcome in. Good morning to you. Thank you for joining.
Get here! Easy now. Great. Excuse me. You Edgar Ross?
Whoa! Down, man! Look at that! Look!
And there we go. That is the end of Red Dead Redemption. Yeah, I'm glad it still worked with a revolver. But I think aiming for the gun really might be the best approach apparently, even if you want to kill them. Aim for the gun first, then for them.
A dead man's gun and Joe looking down.
You finished Christmas shopping yesterday by Bioshock Dragon? Nice. Yeah, I also have almost all my presents together.
And the seams are torn and
Very nice, Afro. Have you played Spider-Man PS4 before? I really love this game so much. Both that one and Miles Morales.
got to give and you're not going.
Thanks for GG's Aura.
Take your
Easy, Afro, thank you.
because they've taken enough and
you never played it first time, awesome. But I hope you enjoy it because, yeah, those games are absolutely amazing. The gameplay and the combat, the swing, even the stealth. But yeah, that is the end of Red Dead Redemption. So Jack gets his revenge after all, killing Ross and, yeah, kind of like ending his quest to find the guy responsible for, you know, getting John onto the journey that he went through in the main game, and then, you know, still killing him after everything he's done. Still kind of like sad to see Jack like that, you know, like having to go on the path of a gunslinger in a time where the way has kind of like, you know, come to an end. But I do hope that after this, you know, he will find some peace eventually. And that he doesn't have to live that life anymore. But yeah, who knows? Maybe one day we're gonna find out what happens to Jack. And what kind of life he's gonna be living. But yeah, what an amazing game though. I know a lot of people that worked on the Red Dead Redemption games aren't with Rockstar anymore. Especially the people in charge. But I still kind of hope that they will create another one because there's just so much potential there, you know, to go both back into the past but also into the future. And explore like more of the, you know, characters' backstories. It's like a missed chance, not, you know, expanding on the universe. What I like about Red Dead Redemption, for example, in comparison to GTA, is that it's overall a more serious, you know, tone and thematic. There's still lots of fun, you know, especially in the stranger missions. But the overall tone of the game is much more serious than a lot of the GTA games are, I guess, which I think is also like a nice contrast, I guess. It's like less of a satire, I guess. But yeah, I love both. But I think it's good that both franchises go for like a bit of a different direction. But yeah, I'm not quite sure actually when we will get back to this series, because now that I played through both Red Dead 2 and 1 in historical order, I definitely would take a bit of a break from it. But I could definitely still see myself coming back to at least one of the two games next year. Especially Red Dead 2, you know, because it's just absolutely amazing. I think for Red Dead 2 I would really love to do like a challenge at some point too. Maybe like only sticking to a certain weapon type, or maybe maybe even something like a no hut or like minimal hut playthrough. I've done a decent bit of no hut playthroughs with the AC games before. Given how immersive Red Dead Redemption 2 is, I think a no hut playthrough could be really interesting. Would probably increase the immersion even more. But yeah, so with Red Dead Redemption finished, it's basically our game streaming list for this year finished as well. I might still check out some Rayman Origins tomorrow to finish off that game as well, because I haven't played that in like ages, and it's technically still one of the games I've got to finish. But yeah, the two major games that I wanted to finish before Christmas, Need for Speed Unbound and this one, have now been officially done. But yeah, I still got 2 more streaming days, so I'm gonna come up for something tomorrow and also on Friday to play. But I guess it's gonna be more like fun little streams. Less than focusing on full playthroughs. Because yeah, I definitely like to wait until next year before we start something entirely new. It always amazes me, you know, how many people actually have to come together to work and create this game for like one person to enjoy. Obviously lots of persons, but you know, in this situation it's like, you know, only one person playing it, and yeah, it's kind of crazy. Think about, you know, how many years, how much research, how many different kinds of like artists had to come together. One thing that I legitimately enjoy more than in Red Dead Redemption 2, at least for the most part, is actually the soundtrack. But I think it's also because there's like lots of influences of like Italo Western. And it kind of like fits a bit more, I guess, with the whole like Wild West thematic. And it does make sense Red Dead 2 to be like much more different in that regard, right? Because you're like barely getting into the Wild West. You're like always far out in the east. Red Dead 2 still has amazing soundtrack. But yeah, it's something about Red Dead 1, I guess, that really hits different. Also the tracks are kind of like incorporate like breakbeats, which make it sound a bit more modern. Like for example the soundtrack we heard earlier, when John was fighting to save Jack and Abigail. And then also the soundtrack for the Undead Nightmare DLC was really interesting. Incorporating like surf rock into it. Which was a really interesting choice to say the least. But it almost was like a homage to Quentin Tarantino, I believe. Because he also uses lots and lots of, you know, surf rock in his movies. And he's of course known for also like a bit like wacky movies as well. I guess something that I also mentioned in the previous day of playing that DLC is that it kind of like seems to be almost inspired by From Dusk Till Dawn. A movie by what's his name? Robert Rodriguez, who directed, but Quentin Tarantino actually acted and wrote for the movie. I think he wrote the entire script even, together with Robert Rodriguez. It's kind of like a similar, like, wacky type of, like, zombie story. Doesn't take itself very seriously. And also has its decent share of surf rock in it. Desperate Woman. Silas Spatchcock. The most cursed name ever. That's another thing that's like super impressive, I think, with Red Dead games is like the amount of mocap they do. And the amount of detail they have for animations. It's actually crazy insane. Especially for Red Dead 2, they really outdid themselves, you know. I think they had to record mocap over 4 or 5 years. And there were like hundreds and hundreds upon hundreds of animations that the actor for Arthur had to perform. Hey Vedeni, welcome in. Greetings. How's it going? I hope you're having a good day so far. We just finished Red Dead Redemption. And yeah, really enjoyed it. Such an amazing game. Ah, very nice, Danny. That's awesome to hear. May the Christmas time begin. You went to bed at 11 PM yesterday and literally slept through till 1 PM. But sounds like you really needed the sleep, dude. So that's good that you got to catch some. I don't know the last time I slept for that long. Maybe when I was sick with COVID earlier this year. Usually I can't sleep longer than 8 hours. Okay, someone should still be Ross, right? Let's see. I mean, where's his gun? Where's his body? Did he like land in the water and is floating somewhere? Oh. Well then. I wanted to use some dynamite on Ross, but apparently he's not to be found anymore. Never mind. You've been so exhausted the last days of work. I gotcha, dude.
Let's go.
That's good. You're gonna get some, you know, well-deserved rest, and yeah, hopefully you're gonna feel, you know, much better in the coming days. And yeah, I'm doing good. Definitely excited for Christmas. Gonna be driving to my family on Friday. Also got all my presents together, so that's also good. You know, given how close we are to Christmas. But yeah, I'm quite looking forward to catch up with everybody and you know, spend some nice time together. Eat some delicious food. Especially looking forward to food, to be honest. Okay guys, so this is gonna be where we will end our Red Dead Redemption playthrough. I'm not gonna be doing any extra content now that the credits have played. Of course, that's usually always where I want to finish my playthroughs, if I can. I do want to have a look at the stats though, to kind of like see how much progress you made. So honor level is hero, or fame level is gunslinger. Game completion is 83.6%. Total time played about 25 to 26 hours. Missions complete 57. Missions retried 1. And covered all of the areas in the game. That's pretty cool. Our favorite job was the Night Watch, apparently. We completed 15 stranger missions, encountered 167 world events, Encountered 30 unique events. Total distance lassoed victim dragged 16 feet. That's not too much. It's kind of interesting. There's like a rating for missions, but I don't really tell you about it until you actually go into the mission list here to replay. But there's similar to Red Dead 2, there's like a bronze, silver, and gold rating. Well then. Thanks, Aura. This is my last stream for the year. It's not. I kind of like wanted to finish both Red Dead and Need for Speed before the year ends, but now I still have 2 more days to stream stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna come up with something to stream tomorrow and on Friday. I was actually thinking about maybe playing some Rayman Origins tomorrow to finish off that playthrough 2 that I started like months and months back, but haven't really come back to. And on Friday, I would probably do like, yeah, I don't know really. Something random, I guess. I had like a few ideas. I could continue with my no damage playthroughs of the AC games. Kind of like play all the AC games until I take damage and then switch to the next one, which I've been doing 2 months back or so. I was also thinking maybe doing like a New Game Plus playthrough for Origins. I mean, not an entire playthrough, of course, but just like play something AC related that I would love to play. And where I can like quickly progress through a main story. Or I could do kind of like a multiplayer stream, I guess. And play some of those games because I haven't done that in quite a while too. Maybe some Rocket League, Hearthstone stuff. But yeah, either way, I'm gonna come up with something, and I'm definitely wanna make it a bit of a special stream, as the last one for the year. Might even keep you updated on Discord if I come up with something special. For anybody that hasn't actually joined Discord yet, here's my link if you would like to join. And if you wanna keep being updated on when I go live and stuff. But yeah, for today though, this is where we're gonna call it. I wanna again thank everybody so much for coming by and for joining me here for the rest of Red Dead Redemption. And yeah, looking forward to be streaming 2 more times for this year. But yeah, for now we're gonna go and raid out over to Lucinda. She's playing some Dishonored, doing a 100% playthrough with also a stealth challenge, I believe. If you would like to join me for the raid, here's some raid emotes you can copy and paste as well, if you like. Thanks, Aura. To you as well. And everybody else has been in here as well. Danny, Harbinger, Afro, Morla, Easy, and Dendon. And yeah, everybody else who joined today, thank you all so much for coming by. And yeah, maybe catch you tomorrow or on Friday. If I don't see you before the year ends, then I hope you all have a great, you know, Christmas. Whoever doesn't make it to the last 2 streams. And also hope that you have a good start into the new year. But yeah, for now we're gonna go over to Lucinda. So I catch you guys over there. Until then, take care. And yeah, have a good rest of your day.